Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay, it's official guys, the Bank of England are trialing Hedera. So let's get into this. We got an article here and it says, in collaboration with the Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub, in brackets BISH, London Centre, the Bank of England is engaging with the private sector to better understand the implications of incorporating distributed ledger technology, in brackets DLT, into wholesale central bank settlement. Following the challenge, there will be a showcase of aspects of this work at an event in October 2025. The DLT Innovation Challenge is an invitation to firms to demonstrate how to securely transact and settle central bank money on an external ledger that is not controlled by the bank. The challenge. The bank and BISH want to engage with innovative firms from across the world to broaden their understanding in this area. We want to make sure those working in this space can showcase their work and expertise to the central banking community. For central banks, it is important to understand whether they need to separate the issuance of money from technology and whether operating their own ledger is required. Focusing on technology will help us isolate what is possible in terms of technology, which will help identify key policy questions that need addressing. The aim is to focus the challenge on the types of solutions and ledgers not operated by the central bank, but which could support central bank money. In particular, it explores environments where trust is not inherent, where participants must rely on mechanisms other than central bank control of the ledger to ensure security, finality, and integrity. This framing allows us to test how trust can be established in decentralized or externally governed infrastructures, and to draw insights that may inform the wider wholesale experimentation program. The challenge is purely experimental and does not reflect any intended policy by the bank or BISH. We are focusing the challenge on the following high-level problem statement. Quote, can wholesale central bank money be transacted and settled on an external programmable ledger which the Bank of England does not control and where trust is not inherent? Unquote. Learning outcomes from the submissions could broaden our understanding of the state of DLT in supporting settlement finality and security, scalability, network and asset control, interoperability. We hope to identify solutions to hosting central bank money on external ledgers. After the challenge, we will consider the merits of conducting a future phase targeted experiments in 2026 to more thoroughly explore specific solutions. This work may also provide information for consideration for the bank and BISH's broader experimentation programs. We will also look to share the results with our central bank peers. Okay, alright, so I'm not going to go too further on this because you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Okay, so let's just go further down in regards to this process and timeline. The challenge will run for approximately a month from mid-September. Successful applicants will participate in 4 virtual deep dives aligned to the learning outcomes above. The deep dive will examine how aspects of each participant's solution address the problem statement. Following these sessions, participants will be shortlisted to present at an in-person showcase event on the 21st of October 2025. Further details of the timings and application process can be found in the terms of participation. The showcase event will comprise of participant presentations or demonstrations to a panel of experts from the bank and BISH, an audience of industry peers, and the central banking community. Participants will be able to meet others working in this field and contribute to a growing area of central bank work. We will publish a write-up of the challenge after the event. Okay, participating firms: Ava Labs, Chainlink and Ave Labs, Circle, Digital Asset and KPMG, Hedera, HSBC, Kalido, Rails, and the Scottish of Excellence in Digital Trust and DLT, along with partners Sikar, Nevermind, and Track Genesis. Okay, so interestingly enough, as you heard there, the actual presentation should have already have occurred, right? We're past the 21st of October, so that should have actually already happened. I did have a look to see if I could find anything. Haven't found anything yet, so I'll keep an eye out and see if I can give you guys an update in regards to that. But yes, it looks like they've been trialing out Hedera's DLT. And look, as you heard there, Hedera wasn't the only firm, so let's just be clear on that. Like, you know, they aren't just trialing Hedera alone. But the thing that I'll say with this, right, this is where it comes to competition, right? I think Hedera is one of the top networks out there, in my personal opinion. I think it could easily, be one of the more successful chains out there in the future. That's just my opinion as it stands. And so when they do start to show you what Hedera can do, and they start to actually trial the network, the DLT, to me, do I think there's a huge chance that they will like what Hedera can do and potentially stick with Hedera? Yes, it's possible, right? The fact that it's in here as a participating firm just shows you that this is one of the networks they're looking to give a chance here. So at the end of the day, like the writing's kind of on the wall, not in the sense of that it's a guarantee that Hedera is going to be picked, but they're showing you that they have a very good chance here. Like they really do, right? And for me, when I look at all these, I think the one that could really give Hedera a run for its money is probably Chainlink, right? Chainlink are obviously working with Swift, so Chainlink have been doing really well. I can't knock Chainlink. But other than that, I think Hedera really do stand a huge chance because they are DLT based, right? Because like, for example, you've got HSBC here, and that's cool, but they're a traditional finance bank, right? So they might be able to give you information about DLT, but I don't believe they've got their own network or anything like that. So Hedera are actually living and breathing blockchain technology, like hashgraph technology, So I just think they have a way better chance in that regard. And so, yeah, like this is great to see. Like one, we're looking at a huge adoption here, right? They're actually starting to trial out the adoption phases of this. They're trying to see what the pros and cons are. And look, I'll tell you now, I'll just be honest with you. Yes, they're trialing this out. It's going to happen. Like, I'm not saying it definitely is going to be Hedera. We don't know that yet for sure. But they are definitely going to go with blockchain technology. They're going to go over to DLT. Like, that's just going to happen. It's the next logical step. Like, I was watching a video by King Solomon. I think it was about a week or two ago. And he said this before. Like, he said he was at some, like, conference. And he spoke to this, like, real, big guy. And I can't remember where he was from. But he was in the finance space. And he was, like, a big name. And he said, look, behind the scenes, they're all acknowledged that everything's going to go onto blockchain. Like he said, like they all know it at this point. It's pretty much a given. Like we're all aware of it. So this stuff is just because they're saying they're trialing it, it's going to happen because it's beneficial, right? Like it's a no-brainer. So it is going to happen. The question is who are they going to go with? And look, the thing for me that I will say here, let's just say they don't pick Hedera. That's just one bank. It's just one central bank. There's still going to be plenty of others. I believe Australia are running something at the moment with Hedera as well. So, like, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world even if they don't get picked. But for me, the thing that I'm thinking is, I think there's a very good chance that Hedera does get picked. Because I think once they see what they can do with Hedera, I think they'll be hugely impressed. So I think Hedera has just as much of a chance, if not one of the better chances, than anyone to win this. So I'll definitely keep an eye on it, guys. But, I did a video not long ago where I was speculating, because, I didn't know for sure, but I was speculating when I was talking about in the UK, the whole, like, digital ID thing. And I was saying, is it possible that that's going to be done via Hedera? And I said, look, this is a possibility. Like, I'm not going to say it as a fact because I don't know. So I'm not going to just give you the hype and say that that's definitely going to happen. But it's possible because Hedera are doing things like that, right? Like, there's a thing that I've showed you guys before where I believe it's in Saudi Arabia, I want to say. And like they're building like a smart city and Hedera is going to be doing the digital IDs for that smart city. So, when you think about it now in terms of digital ID in the UK, yeah, it could absolutely happen on Hedera. Like, absolutely. Like, we can see that there's use cases already like that going on. So, yeah, like, this is all possible, guys. And so, for me, I think there's a good chance of this working out for Hedera. We will see. There's no guarantees, but we will see. But this is great. You're starting to see these huge, central banks, institutions, etc. They're coming over, guys. They can see what's going on. The writing is on the wall. Like distributed ledger technology, like the hashgraph. This is where it's all going. So this is the key indicator of that. And so we'll see how Hedera gets on, but I think it stands a very good chance of actually getting this further adoption with the Bank of England, in my opinion. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.